Hey, y'all. Welcome to Life with Cindy Renee. So, I hope everybody is having a great day. I just wanted to come on because today I want to talk to you guys about domestic violence. Okay, so as you all know, or some of you don't know, that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And I am a survivor since 2006. So I just kind of wanted to come on and share my story and hope that it'll bless someone, that it'll encourage someone who may be going through this currently, give them the strength to leave. So, before I share my story, I just want to let you guys know I would love for you to like this video, share this video, hit the subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any videos that I upload, because I do plan on uploading videos weekly, probably on Sundays. I think that's the day that I'm going to do it. And before I get started sharing my story, I just wanted to share some information. I love taking notes because I like to always have the facts straight. Um, so this video isn't sponsored by any of these people. I just love these companies and I love what they're doing. Would love to be a part of them one day. That would be a dream of mine, especially the National Domestic Violence Hotline. I would love to be a part of that. But anywho, let's get into it. So some people don't know, but domestic violence is not just physical. It's also verbal. It's also emotional. It can take a toll on you and it can leave scars that other people can't see, not just the physical scars. Um, if you or anyone you know needs help and you're ready to get out, or you need somebody to talk to, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline 24/7 at 1-800-799-7233. And then I wanted to share with you all that according to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have been victims of physical violence by an intimate partner within their lifetime. That is a lot, and it really needs to stop. It's not okay. Um, Also, I saw on their website, the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence website, that they're having Purple Thursday, which is going to be on October the 17th. I think that's really cool. So if you can wear your purple to support victims, survivors, and just let other people know that there is help out there available to them, okay? One of my favorite verses that I love in the Bible, Psalms 139:14, talks about being fearfully and wonderfully made by God. And you are fearfully and wonderfully made by God, okay? So I'm going to get into sharing my story. I want to be as open and honest and vulnerable as possible. So in 2006, I was 22 years old. I had, at the time, my two daughters, they were 1 and 5. So, my youngest daughter's father, we had just got back together to see if we could make things work, because throughout our relationship, throughout my pregnancy, he was very possessive. He used to accuse me of talking to other people. Even the pizza man, when he came to the house one day, I got accused of sleeping with the pizza man because I laughed at the pizza man's joke, and apparently uh, the guy I was with was around the corner listening to the conversation that I was having with the pizza man, and assumed whatever. This man used to sit there, and I caught him one day going through my dirty clothes basket, looking at my dirty underwear, like he was a CSI agent trying to see, I guess, some proof or something I don't know what his issue was. Um, he was always trying to listen in on my phone conversations and those types of things. So eventually, um, we broke up and he moved to another state. Um, I had my daughter, and he wasn't there because I just personally didn't want him to be up there at the hospital when I was giving birth. I wanted to have a stress-free experience, just around people that I loved. And so after she was born, I did get in contact with him, and I did let him know that she, was born or whatever. Um, he was great as far as being a dad, even though he wasn't in the same state. He would send me gift cards and things so that I could stock up on her diapers for the month. He would send clothes. He sent so many clothes and like shoes for her, and even for my other daughter, he sent some stuff for her, even though she wasn't his. Um, he did a lot that I really didn't have to buy anything for her. Just bought things that I really, just wanted to buy for her, but he really was providing for her. So I looked at that. I was young. I was like, oh wow, like he's been a really, good dad or whatever. I was like, he was talking to me about how he was going to anger management and getting himself together. And I just really, I was like, oh wow, my oldest daughter dad really been like a popcorn dad in and out of her life. I really didn't want that for my other daughter, and maybe, we discussed getting back together, trying to work things out. So he kind of, said what he needed to say to, reel me in. And I'm thinking, okay, I would love for, my daughter to have her dad in her life. Let's try to be a family, that type of thing. Um, so eventually he like I said, reeled me in, and he moved back. He moved in with me, and it was the worst mistake of my life because he had only been back, I believe, about 3 days before the attack happened. He had never hit me before in the past, but like I said, he was very possessive, and when we would get into arguments, he would always like beat his fists in his hands, things like that. And it scared me because in the back of my mind, I was thinking, oh my God, is he gonna try to hit you one day? But he never did. And he always talked about how he would never hit a woman because he used to always see his mom get beat up by boyfriends and be in the hospital and things like that. So that was something he would never do. Yeah. So fast forward back to, what I was saying. He had only been back for 3 days, and we had a really good day. We were watching movies that night, and it started to get late, and he was he was acting funny, like he was trying to start something with me, and I was like, you know what, I'm not doing that. I'm fixing to go to bed. At that time, I was, working at a daycare center. I had to get up early in the morning so I could get the kids ready, for school and daycare, and me get off to my job at a daycare center. So I was like, I'm going to bed. So I went and I got into bed. I laid down to go to sleep. My youngest daughter, baby, she was already in my bed or whatever. So I go to get into bed and I go to sleep. Not too long after I got in the bed, he comes flying in the room, flips on the light, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're going to wake her up. I'm trying to sleep so I can get up for work in the morning. I'm not finna argue with you. And he just stood there like a child and just kept flipping the light on and off, on and off, on and off to get on my nerves, to get a reaction out of me. So my little bitty self, I was even smaller than I am now. I hop up and I go over to him. This man is 6'7", weighed like 200 and something pounds, way bigger than me. Because I think I weighed like 130 at the time or something like that. Small. And so I go over to him and I'm like, can you stop? Like, can you move? Let me turn out the light and just go in the other room and do something. Like, I'm not trying to do this with you. So I'm telling him, I'm like, will you move your, I was like, move your big self out of the way so I can you know, turn out the light, just move. And I didn't mean big as in a fat way. I meant like move out. You like, you're bigger than me. Move out the way. Why are you all in front of me and stuff like that? And so then he started talking about, oh, you trying to call me fat or whatever. And he wasn't a fat guy. He was just tall and bigger than me. And I was like, what are you talking about? Didn't nobody call you fat? And the next thing I know, he grabs me by my throat and he slams my head into the back of the wall. And then that was the beginning of it. Next thing I know, I was on the floor, and this man got on top of me, and he just started like wailing with both fists, hitting me, hitting me, hitting me, punching me. I remember he had one of his rings on. He used to be like a sergeant in the military or something like that. That's why I kind of be nervous of people that's in the military now, even though I know everybody ain't the same. You know what I mean though. But um, I don't know for how long the beating lasted because I feel like I was going in and out of consciousness. Where I lived at the time, the floors were kind of like really hard floors, and I remember he was beating the back of my head into the floor and punching me and choking me and just. I remember he snatched my cross from around my neck. Telling me, you ain't no effing child of God or whatever. Both my ears used to be pierced up here at the top. As you can see, this one is not anymore. He ripped this one from my ear. And I never got it pierced or whatever like that. So in the midst of the beating and going in and out of consciousness, I remember I was just praying to myself, like not myself, but I was praying to God, in my mind where he couldn't hear me. Like, God, please help me, save me. I don't want to die. I don't want to leave my two young girls alone. And then the next thing I know, my youngest daughter, she had woke up and she came into the room and she was like, get off my mommy, get off my mommy. He was like, you need to go to your room. I remember she ran to reach for my phone. At that time, it was still flip phones. And she reached for my phone and he snatched it from her and broke it into and threw it on the floor. My baby girl, she had done woke up. She had done crawled to the edge of the bed and she was reaching out. And I remember she was screaming and crying. At this point, he got off of me and he made me get on the bed. And I got on the bed, and at this point, I'm scared because I thought that maybe he was gonna try to like sexually assault me or whatever. But he really just wanted to humiliate me. He made me take off my pants and snatch off my underwear or whatever. And I remember at the time, I'm thinking, what is this man finna do? I was on my cycle. He just wanted to humiliate me. He was telling me, oh, look at you. You look nasty. Don't nobody gonna want you. Because I had a scar not too long ago. I had got my tubes tied. So I had the scar from where I got my tubes tied. So he pointed at that and all this type of crazy stuff. Then he finally was like, put on some pants, put on some pants or whatever. I was not allowed to put on underwear, but I was able to put on pants and my cycle was on. He pushed me out of the room. He was right behind me. He was holding me by my hair. He had pulled some of my hair out of my head. Um, um, at this time, my youngest daughter and my other daughter, they were in the living room with us. I remember I grabbed my youngest daughter because she was crying and she, was scared. And I remember he told me, he led me into the kitchen. He was like, B, fix me something to drink or whatever. And he got me to pour him some orange juice. He took a sip out of it and splashed the rest in my face. It burned and it stung because I had cuts and stuff in my face. I had not seen myself yet, so I didn't know how bad it was. He got me to get my purse and he was rambling. He took my driver's license and my social security card. He took my keys and he was like, we're going on the interstate. You finna show me where the interstate is. And I'm scared, and the right eye, it was closed all the way, so I couldn't see, and I wear glasses as you can see. I couldn't see. He takes us out to his car. The kids is barefoot. Luckily it was like August, so it was hot outside. It wasn't cold. So he takes us to his car, I'm thinking to myself, do I try to take off and run? But I'm like, no, because I don't want to leave my daughters and I don't want things to get worse. I'm just scared. I don't know what to do. It's in the middle of the night. So we get in the car with him, and as he driving, he barking orders at me like, where's the interstate? Where's the interstate? It's pitch black dark. It's in the middle of the night. I can't see. I'm like, I don't know. I can see. I don't have my glasses. I can't, I can't see. So finally he pulls up in this neighborhood, which wasn't one of the nicest neighborhoods in the city that I live in. And it's pitch black dark on the street. It really ain't no lights, the street lights or whatever. I'm scared. He looks at me and he says to me, B, why you made me do this to you? And I'm scared. And so I say, I don't know. I don't know. And he was like, B, get the F out my car. So I got both my daughters, and at this time we get out and he zooms off. I'm relieved because he's gone, but I'm scared because I don't know where we are. I look up at the houses. Nobody has porch lights on. I look across the street and I seen one porch light on. Lord, God led me to this house. The lady was, she was an angel. I get up to the front door. I'm banging on the door. Please let me in. Please let me in. It's me and my 2 daughters. Please let me in. This lady comes to the door. Really sweet lady. And she let us in. She asked me what happened. I'm all hysterical. I'm telling her what's happening. And she calls the police for me. She called my mom for me. My mom called my sister. And they arrived on the scene. The police arrived on the scene. My mom's all upset. She's saying that, oh my God, if I would have died, she wouldn't even been able to identify my body because I looked that messed up in the face. My daughters go with my sister who arrived on the scene. My mom goes with me up to the hospital. They took me in an ambulance. I get to the hospital. They checking on me and things. And finally, I got a chance to see myself in a mirror. And I didn't even know who I was. I didn't look like myself. The only way I can really describe it is, and I know it ain't funny, but I kind of describe it as I looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, like how he looked disfigured in his face, like my chin was shifted. I found out the bone to my right eye socket was, he fractured the bone to my right eye socket. I was scared to go back to the apartment because he had my keys. He had my license. I don't even know what the point of it was. So I went and stayed with my mom for a while. I remember my mouth was kind of closed, so I had to sip soup through a straw for a few days before I could really, because I really couldn't open my mouth up. I had the worst headache. I remember they scheduled me to go see a plastic surgeon because they wanted to know what was going on, but by the grace of God, I didn't have to have any plastic surgery. He told me that things would heal on its own, and they have. But I know that my chin doesn't look like it looked before the incident happened. A lot of people don't know. They don't notice. But I notice that it's like uneven. That's something that I have to see when I look into the mirror every day. I remember he told me while he was beating me that nobody wasn't gonna ever love me. Nobody wasn't gonna ever wanna look at me because he thought he had messed me up permanently. But God. I remember after the incident, trying to get back to normal, going back to work, he was steady blowing up my phone. I'm scared to death. I don't know where this man is. He on the run. I pick up the phone one day. I'm at work. He calling me, and I'm like, stop calling me. Just stop calling me, because I just couldn't take it no more. The phone just ringing off the hook, and he was like, B, I'm just calling to see if you okay. And I just hung up the phone. This happened in August. They finally found him before Thanksgiving. I got the phone call and they told me, they was like, hey, we got an early Christmas present for you. We got him. I was so relieved. My baby girl was waking up through the middle of the night screaming. I took her to the doctor. They said she was having night terrors because of what had happened, and she was so young she couldn't you know, explain or express what she was feeling at the time. My heart was broken because of that. I remember I had to, I lost train of thought. I remember I had to go to court for a trial, and I had to sit there and I had to tell my story. I remember the jury looked shocked as the pictures got passed around to them. I remember having to point at him that he was the one that did it, and the look on his face, he looked so angry and like he had so much hate towards me. Like if he could have gotten to me, he would have finished the job. And I feel like that's what his goal was. He got sentenced. They sentenced him to like 25 years. They gave him 3 counts of assault and battery, I believe it was, and they gave him kidnapping charges for the 3 of us because he took us from our home, and child endangerment. So he's still in to this day. I'm thankful to be alive, and I don't take life for granted. And I know that the situation that happened to me was with purpose. The purpose is for me to help others, especially other women. I want you to know that you are not alone. I want you to know not to ignore the red flags, even the small things. I want you to know that if he hits you once, he'll hit you again. I want you to know that it's okay to walk away. I want you to know that you are not a victim. You are a survivor. And I want you to know that I'm here for you, and there are others here for you, people that love you. You don't deserve this. You didn't ask for this. You are fearfully and wonderfully made by God. And God has some amazing things for you. I just wanted to be vulnerable, and I wanted to share my story because I know that I've been sitting on this. I know that God has been dealing with me for a long time, wanting me to do this, wanting me to share my story. And the day is finally here, and I'm ready. And I just want you to know that I love you. I stand with you, and it is going to be okay. So I hope that all of you who are watching, that you got something from this video. We got to put an end to domestic violence. It's not okay. And I hope that everybody enjoys the rest of their day. Have a blessed day. And I will see you all next time when I upload my next video, which hopefully will be next Sunday. So like I said, please like this video. Share this video with others that you think it will bless, that it will help, it will encourage. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any other videos that I make. I love you guys.